Okay.
We're back, y'all.
All right.
We're back.
So we are back with. Actually, I'm gonna let Drew do it because I just had some questions about you guys' background. So I'll let you guys introduce the podcast this week.
Oh my God! I thought you guys would never notice. Wow, this is a podcast episode for Amber. Everybody clap it out one time. Everybody clap it out. I need claps. We got the purple and gold balloons because. It's yellow, but it's pandemic, so yellow is like the quarantine gold.
I just wanted purple and gold balloons.
Quarantine
and
gold.
Kind of like, Kobe, Lakers, Kobe.
Yeah, Lakers, R.I.P. Kobe. And then there's also a little board that I made for her. It's the biggest card ever.
Drew.
Yes.
Biggest card ever.
The biggest card ever.
All right. So it's a poster board with pictures of Amber on each side of it. It says "Happy Birthday to Amber" if you can see it at the top. And then I'm going to let people, because we're doing like a little gathering for her birthday, so I'm going to let people just, sign things, happy birthday in it, and then I'm going to like text her friends and family back home in Atlanta, and I'm going to have them email me, happy birthday things, and I'm going to copy and paste and then
Dang,
put
you
it up
telling
on
me
the
all
wall.
this stuff.
Just act like it's a surprise whenever I do it.
There's more?
Why are you bringing that huge knife? Dang, so you gonna put my age on the cake?
Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got it. Hold on, you got it. Hold up now. Oh man.
Happy birthday to you.
Woo!
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
You're such a sweetie. I appreciate you.
Okay.
I told him if he didn't do anything, let's just not bring up my birthday at all.
She did say that. So it had to be
I'm not
done.
going to eat any right now, Drew. But
Can I
thank
cut
you.
myself a slice?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Mm-hmm. How was you guys' week?
You're silly.
It was okay. It was cool.
I had a great week.
Well, I was thinking because we're recording a day later than we normally do. For me, this is a new week. That's why I was just like, it's okay.
Oh.
The weekend was cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weekend was cool. Last week was cool.
Anything exciting?
Well, she can tell you.
I had a birthday.
Woo!
How was your B-Day weekend?
It was good. I got all of my favorite things to eat, and then we went to the drive-in. So that was fun. And then of course yesterday was Mother's Day, so we just did our rounds, and that was nice.
What did y'all see?
What the fuck was in there?
Knives Out and some movie called The Hunt, but we left through the middle of The Hunt. It wasn't that good.
Okay.
Knives Out was
You
good
can't
though.
sit.
Yeah, Knives Out was
Knives
good.
Out was good.
Was a lot of people out there?
Yes. There's a bunch of people at the drive-in.
Yeah, driving was packed.
Some people still social distancing, The weekend for us, we were not on the best of terms this past weekend because Drew acted out of character. And I feel like it got strung along farther than it should have. Because I didn't feel like he understood where I was coming from. Like for me, when your apology is basically saying, I'm sorry for, this or how I made you feel, and that's it. I'm not used to an apology followed by, but this and this and this and this and this, but you remember that time, this and this. I don't take apologies well. Like,
that's so.
I don't.
That's
You're
so
either
interesting
going
that you said
to
that.
apologize and end it there, or you can keep it. I don't want an apology followed by what I've messed up on in the past. I just want an apology for that instance in that moment. Mm-hmm. And I felt like it was a disconnect in how we were understanding each other because he was saying he didn't mean to apologize that way, and I took it the way I did. But it's just that's how my mind clicks. When an apology is something you're taking ownership of. And by you backing it up with all of my flaws and what I've done, that has absolutely nothing to do with that instant. Like this, this time. This is what we're choosing to work on. Don't follow it up with, oh, I done did this.
Or a but.
It's either going to be an apology
or adding a. My general thing is like, if you add a but at the end of it, it just negates everything you said before it. So if you add a but and you want to say, oh, but this is the reason I didn't explain it, I don't want to hear none of that shit.
But I feel as though, if I'm apologizing to you, I'm apologizing to you, and I need you to not take the but as me discrediting the apology, but that's how you take it.
I'm not.
It's more so an explanation.
I'm not rolling.
But my thing,
I don't want
the
the explanation in that moment.
Some people want the apologies for that moment to, I guess, like feel better, or like have that person like acknowledge what they did in order for them to feel better. I apologize when I feel as though my actions are going to change. Like, yes, I can still apologize to you if like something offends you, but if I genuinely don't see what I did wrong, it's just like, I don't understand why I'm apologizing to you right now. But because you want the apology, and that's what makes it feel better.
No, I don't want the apology.
Just, you can keep all that part.
I don't need the apology to make it feel better. I just want you to acknowledge that you. I just want to know that you acknowledge that you did some shit that was wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna feel better regardless. I don't give a damn. I'm just saying that I need the acknowledgement.
My thing was understanding. Mm-hmm. I wanted him to understand where I was coming from, and I feel like you're not understanding where I'm coming from if you. Like, you're gonna basically negate what it was.
And it breathes like me. It's not a but, or it's not a excuse.
The explanation part, you could have held on
or to do it the opposite way around. Whenever do it the other way around. You can go to explain.
Whenever I do that, it's a text format. Trust me, I would have much rather just sent, "I'm sorry, my bad, I apologize for," versus I'm just me giving the explanation, or what you call a but. Was me trying to explain, oh, I'm sorry, my bad, I was wrong for doing that. It came from this.
Same thing.
But if in that moment, if in that moment you don't want to hear, like if somebody says that, if you don't want to hear the explanation in that moment, fine. But I know down the road you will. And now from the beginning you don't want to hear the why, that's fine.
Yes.
You want to randomize it? What's up? Kick it off?
Yeah.
It's Amber's birthday, so she gets to
pick. Oh, yeah, that's what we did last night. You get to pick.
It's your birthday.
Or you can either choose who goes first, or you can elect to let the randomizer do its thing. You can, whatever your choice. You can do whatever you want to do.
Okay, I did any mean of my own and land on Aaron.
I call bullshit. That's not how that happened.
I did. All right,
so I'm gonna randomize see who goes. Well, I gotta ask the question, but I'll randomize it first anyway. See who goes first.
For the answer.
Yeah, for the answer.
It's yellow.
It's green.
It's green. It's green. It's green. Okay.
Yes, that's on green.
Oh, so that means I go third. Okay, cool. No, third.
Last.
Okay.
Yeah, third. I go last.
No, you go second. Amber go last.
Amber goes last.
All right. Yeah. My question is, like in a relationship, have you ever had bad sexual chemistry, and how do you fix it if you do?
Jumping out the gate. Oh, God.
I told you I was gonna ask one of these pods. I was gonna get into one of these topics because people got problems like this all the time. People want to know. The people want to know.
That's facts, though.
So he said, "What do you do if you've ever had
in a relationship? If you've ever had bad sexual chemistry, what do you do to improve it, or can you?"
Or can you? There has to be something physically wrong with you if you can't.
No, maybe you're not open to that kind of communication or something. Maybe you feel like you demand.
Hey, let me talk.
True.
I think it boils down to communication, because everybody likes different things, and I think it's also about those individual people knowing what they like. Like, some people can tell you A through Z, this is what I like, when I like it, how I like it. And then other people are just like, I'm kind of open, kind of just figuring it out type of thing. Can it be improved? I think it can, because obviously there's a level of attraction there. I don't think people just have sexual interactions with people just Okay, you can judge too, but there has to be some sort of attractive factor. Because I just
you can wake up and be like, what happened?
It can definitely be improved on. But if it's somebody who's just like, you 45 years old, you should know X, Y, and Z. I ain't trying to teach you. Move on. Then no.
Yeah, at 45, I might not be trying to be no teacher.
That's fine. But everybody have different experiences.
I'm also not trying to get no new relationship at 45 either, so let me just put that out there too.
Experiences. So, just because some people start really young, that's not the case for everybody. And, like, some people are still virgins. Some people are genuinely saving themselves for marriage. And those are people that you would have to...
It's a small percentage.
Have to teach. I don't think... It's not as small as you think it is.
I think it's a pretty small percentage.
Yeah. But you can teach. I think it can be taught. And chemistry can be there. I think chemistry dies when people stop trying. Honestly.
Yeah.
Do you think whenever it dies,
that's true.
do you think when it dies, can it become relit? Like, when it dies, can it become, like, can y'all get that sexual chemistry back? Like, say if you in a relationship with somebody, dies.
I think so. I think it may just be more work to bring some, like, to breathe life back into it versus, like, just going to meet somebody new.
It can die when you're still trying too. I'm gonna put that out there. It can die when you're still trying. I feel like this is a question that some people may have problems with in their relationship, or people they're dating and they want to try to move forward, but maybe they're like, oh, this is not working. Yeah. I don't know if I should go into this because I don't know if we can make this better. You got you fit all the other boxes, but for some reason, this doesn't work, and I don't really want to take that next step.
Is that a reason to dub it?
Yeah.
I
think so. If you're not willing to like work for it, yeah, because I'm sure there's gonna be.
So you think at the beginning of dating?
No, I'm not saying top 5. I'm just saying, like, if you feel like it's just like
top 10,
but it all depends though.
Jeez.
If somebody has a top 10, if somebody has 10,
well, honestly, it's on Drew, so I'm gonna let Drew go. I'm gonna wait till my turn before I go there. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go because I'm going after you.
Well, it depends. I think for each, because when I talk to the viewers, I know it could be single people, people relationships, people dating. I feel as though for each phase it differs. If you start talking and if you're dating somebody and y'all are having sexual intercourse, that connection should be there. If it's not there, then the dating should almost cease, I feel like, though. Especially at the beginning when everything is so live. I don't think there's a girl or guy here that has had sex with somebody and the connection was not off the first, was off the first, say, 3 times, because the man might slip up one time, the girl might slip up, but that third time, if the sexual connection isn't there, I feel as though it wouldn't move further past that. If you're somebody who had sex while during the dating stage versus after y'all solidified being girlfriend boyfriend. So I feel for somebody who's dating that if the sexual connection isn't there, cease from dating. For somebody who just started dating, say y'all together in a relationship, it's within that first 4 or 5 months puppy dog stage, the connection I say would still be there. I think from my point of view, I'm looking at Amber for confirmation, but I think should still be there. Within the first 5 months. But I feel like after that, between that like 5 to, I don't know when, but then at that point, that's when it's like a getting to learn each other type of thing. Does that make sense? And I feel like I think it's a more of a really learning each other together, learning each other separately, learning after that point, I feel. Because at that point, you 5 or 6 months in and you just having sex with one person. Whereas when you're dating, she just got done having sex with whoever she was having sex with. You just got done off of whoever you was having sex with. So after that 5 months, you get a consistent box or a consistent pipe. Then it's like, okay, after a while, it's like, okay, now this is just every day. This is mundane. I'm like, but then after that, that's when you say, oh, wow. And you start communicating to each other, I think, and learning after that, I think.
It kind of depends. The time is like not that significant to me, I think, in this equation, like how long you've been dating. I think it's more so of how many other boxes do they check if it's not good? if that makes sense. So, like, if they fit all your other boxes, like, say, like, oh, yeah, I want a girl who's smart and can hold a conversation, who's funny, loyal, and all the other shit, and the sexual chemistry just is, like, a little off or something. It's like, all right, do you throw away everything that you really...
When you say a little off.
Like, it's just, like, a little off. Maybe, like, oh, like, you just can't, like, catch the rhythm, and it's just, like, a little off or something. And it's just, like, oh, like, I don't know. Like, it's a little shaky. It's a little shaky. I think, like, it depends. Like I said, I think it depends on how many other boxes they check. I'm not sure that, because it's hard to check all of your boxes in general. It's almost damn near impossible.
Yeah.
It's pretty much impossible. You have to sacrifice some of your boxes at some point. And
True.
yeah, I think, like, that might have to be one of the boxes you sacrifice. You might not necessarily have to sacrifice it forever, because maybe you guys just need to learn each other, and then at some point, maybe you guys just have the best sex that you've ever had in your life. You don't know. It could, like, lead up to that. You guys just need to learn each other, because everybody's not the same. If you're not checking the other boxes, like, that are keeping me interested, and that's off, then it's like, oh, well, at this point, it doesn't really make any sense to continue this. But if you're checking all the other boxes, like, all the other, like, important boxes as well, it's like, all right, I know, like, this is important to me too, because I enjoy doing it or whatever, but it's hard to find those other things. Anybody can have good sex. You can go out anywhere. Like, it's not hard to find that, if we're being realistic. Like, yeah, that's important,
I think that's the thing,
but that's not hard to find. Like, it's not hard to find good sex. Like, honestly, probably, like, 7 out of the 10 people you have sex with will probably be at least good sex.
But
it might not be great, but it'll be good sex.
When it comes to sex, it can be overcome. Like, when you're dating somebody, I feel like when I'm dating, I'm not looking for, who can, who I can have the best sex with. Like, and like, that's just not the case. So I just feel like when I'm dating, it's a bunch of other areas, and then if we do have sex, we'll get to that. It's a bunch of other things that I'm trying to know and figure out before we get to that point, if I'm to take you seriously. So I feel like even if, when you do get to that point and you choose to have sex with that person, and it's not the best, but they are so much fun to be around, everything else just kind of falls in line. I feel like sex is something to be learned, because there's certain things, especially since I'm younger, I feel like there's a lot I don't know about my body. I feel like I'm still learning my body. I'm still learning different things about myself. Like, the older I get, things change. I have to realign myself and really figure out, okay, what's something that, I feel would entice me, or like, as a woman, I feel like we don't just instantly get to that point during sex. Like, this is something we have to figure out and learn for ourselves. And if it's hard for us to learn about ourselves, it's even harder for a man to understand. So if I'm still learning this about myself, and we're still learning, we should take the time to learn one another together, because our experiences are different. What we like are different. We're getting older. Things are changing. So we are going to evolve with those changes. So as far as, like, okay, of course it gets, like, it becomes repetition, but that's when you kind of look at it like, what things new, or not even that, but I just feel like it's a mindset. For me, it's a mindset. It's all in my mind. So everything, like, I have to be kind of 5 senses all aligned in that moment.
Also, don't be blinded by really good sex.
Don't
blinder. Jump into a relationship because, like, the sex is just crazy.
But I feel like,
because if they don't check none of the other boxes, that's not going to work anyway, bro.
Like, more often than not,
what if they check the other boxes too? What if they check the other boxes?
Well, if they check the other boxes, of course.
Fine, but when people normally, like, jump into a relationship with the blinders and you have sex, there's 9 times out of 10, a lot more things are off.
You let stuff fly that your friends or your family having to come and tell you, you don't see this, you don't see that, and it's because you're blind.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that one.
That's the thing.
It's a blinder.
That's the thing.
Agree. It is.
That's the thing. And I'm pretty sure plenty of people who listen to this podcast, or maybe people who don't listen to this podcast, would agree that they've had some really good sex, and that's put them in some really stupid situations that they had no business being in.
The thing is, because, like, I mean, sex is such a...
I feel like everyone views sex differently.
Yeah.
Everyone
but I
views
think,
it
like,
differently. It's not going to be the same for every person.
Bro.
So, I'd like to know if, growing up, the relationships you had with family members, parents, or older siblings, did any of those relationships and their relationships with others kind of help mold the way you think about, like, your partner and how you see your future relationship? Y'all following me? I feel like I kind of mixed that up. Yeah, like, growing up, the type of, like, people, the relationships that you viewed or looked up to, is that something you incorporate?
It better not be on green again.
What you see in your partner.
Do you want me to do it again for you?
Please.
No, it's on green. You can't do it again. You can't do it. No, you can't.
It's our birthday month. If it ain't on me again, then it's just...
It's on Bree.
Well, it would be Amber if it wasn't you, and I don't think Amber wants to go first, so it's on you.
Okay. I definitely think the interactions and the relationships that you have with your parents kind of, like, mold how you see a partner, or, like, let's say the interactions that you may see of your parents, whether you have, like, a single parent or, like, you grew up with both parents in your household, just seeing the way that those interactions are kind of mold you into what you want for your respective partner. But I also think on the flip side, when you see those interactions or those relationships that may not be the best, it kind of lets you know what you don't want in a relationship. Because I know with my mom is a very loyal person. But I also feel as though she's loyal, and it's like she, like, yearns for a partnership, but it's almost like a double-edged sword because my mother's been burned before. So she's just like, I can do it by myself. I don't need nobody else. It's cool. I'm fine by myself. I'm good. I'm good. Seeing her just be so, like, headstrong, and it's just like, I don't need nobody to do for me. I could do this by myself. Like, that's cool. I know how to do for myself. I know how to fend for myself, things like that. But I also know at the end of the day, I want companionship. Yeah. Like, I want a partnership. I want a family. I want to know what is it like to raise children in a 2-parent household, because that's not something that I ever had. So, like, I have a little sister now, and she's being raised in a 2-parent household. So I just feel as though, like, her experiences with, like, our parents is totally different from mine. So it's just, like, it's just those little, like, tidbits where it's just like, okay, yes, Mom, you raised me to be this certain way, but I hear you, but I just don't want to be so headstrong and not wanting someone that I ultimately end up, like, alone. Because I think that can kind of be your demise.
I don't think that really shaped me too much in my view of love, because I don't think so. I don't think it has an impact on me at all. What I do notice, though, is, like, similarities between, like, my brothers and my little sister and their dating habits and my habits. And my dating habits, I see a lot of similarities in it. And it makes me wonder, like, maybe if something in the house or some type of way did all impact us away, but from just looking at my brothers and sisters' dating habits, I didn't learn anything from that. Or from my mother and father, I don't think I learned anything from, like, or that impacted me in no type of way either, to be honest.
So you're saying that nothing as a child,
that's pretty short.
To you,
that's short and sweet to the point. Cool.
Contributed to how you see relationships?
Not at all. Not one bit.
I mean, but even like when Bree said in the beginning, like, you learn, like, things that you know you don't want. Because I didn't
even learn that, though.
I feel like I did.
Yeah.
So how do you feel when do you feel as though you learn what you wanted and what you did not want in a relationship?
him answer.
Whenever I got into a real relationship.
Yeah.
Because before this, like I never. Relationship wasn't an Andrew thing. I mean, what like that was.
Nah,
like a thing.
no.
What?
Drew, you're the relationship motherfucking king. You might not do it correctly, but you stayed in a relationship. Nigga, you've been in a relationship since I've met you. Since I've met you, you've been in a relationship, except when we live together. My nigga, you might not do them correctly, but you be in relationships, nigga. That's what you do.
That's what I do?
Yes, that's what you do. Nigga, I have not known you to not be in a relationship. But maybe that's
something that you do. Like, are your parents still together?
No.
No? Did you grow up with your parents together?
I grew up with my parents physically together, but not together, if that makes any sense.
They were never...
So you could tell. You could tell they weren't together.
Huh?
So you could tell they weren't together, but they were like still together.
Still together.
Yeah, okay.
So, but I feel as though that can still kind of like play a role into just wanting someone
I'm not saying
around.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking, because I mean all that, of course, that affects so many. Like, of course, that have probably affected me in some type of. But me being, I mean, of course, if I was to dig deep, I could figure out how my dating habits correlate with my parents' relationship. Of course, you can do that with anything in life. But as far as that, I can say I can relate anything from their relationship to mine presently or my dating habits. I couldn't really correlate the two. But of course, if I was to sit here and say how that impacted, of course, you'd be able to find a connection with any type of. I mean, if that makes sense, like if you look at it like that. But to say directly something from my mother and my father that I impacted my current relationship or past relationships, there might be similarities, but there's not like. It's nothing like. I don't think nothing that like impacted me fully.
Nothing. No sort of impact.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay,
I mean, it probably did have an impact because everything in life, especially something important like your mom and dad and the relationship, probably did impact me. But what I can say off the bat, I don't know. I mean, maybe it might have gave me I don't know. Yeah, I can't think of nothing. I mean, of course, I can think of something,
you gotta
but
sit with.
Yeah, I'll have to sit with it and really try to get down
sit with
to
it and reflect over it.
Yeah.
For me, I'm kind of on the same page. I'm kind of on the same page with you.
Yeah.
I don't even know my dad. Like at all.
I Bree's face.
I don't know. I don't know my dad at all. My mom, in my almost 27 years, I've only met 3 people that she's dated. One that she's married to now. So I can't really say no, because like my mom wasn't like, oh, like I know what's going on. Like I met them or something, but I wasn't like around. I didn't like really see nothing that was going on, so I can't really say like that they really impacted me. Like I saw, like I said, I've met them, but it's not like I was really around, or either that, or I just don't remember.
How do you guys, if that's not something that, when did you form your own perception of how you envisioned your relationship?
Through dating. Through experience.
But you say you're not a person who dates.
No, but so I'm saying, I know, like, just because I didn't take it too seriously and take it to that next step doesn't mean I wasn't, while I was dating, I wasn't watching what you were doing or, like, seeing you, like, you move this way. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like how you doing this or that. I'm just finding things I don't like through experience. And things I do like. Oh, I like that you like come over, and like when you come over, it's just like, all right, you just over here, and it's just me and you, not really worried about like other stuff. Like if we like enjoy each other's time, if you got something to do, you might pick up and leave. If you got something to do, that's cool. Yeah. But it's just like little shit like that. Yeah, just through experience. Like I don't necessarily need anyone to like tell me that. It's just this shit I've seen. Even if I wasn't like seriously like going out on dates, just being around people.
No.
Just being around like other like being around women is like, all right, I see you moving like this. I don't like that. I don't like that. Like you're like secretive around your phone and like shit like that. Like just like random shit like that. Just through experience, pretty much for the most part.
Well, I feel like my parents' relationship definitely kind of helped form my perception. I feel like my dad, he was, I feel like they both were very stern, firm parents. I feel like my mom was never very kind of like ever vulnerable. She always had to be strong. So that's what kind of I feel like she passed along to me was that, that strength, you know, she just the rebelliousness I got from her, like just always having to kind of like stick to my guns about things I got from her. The independent woman who always has to make sure, you know, your left hand don't know what your right hand doing. You need to take care of yourself type of thing. And, you know, even though they split up when I was younger, but I always kind of just idealized just the idea of knowing that, okay, they did it this way, then I won't do it this way. Like, so I've always kind of been that rebel to challenge things. I always wanted to be like, okay, they did it this way, I'm going to try it this way. So even though, you know, they broke up, it didn't work out, I always felt like, you know, it's something that I always, you know, wanted to do it in my own way. But just the stability, the foundation that they formed together, I feel like that's something that I appreciate and I want it from my relationship. Despite them not being together, that taught me communication is key. How you communicate with one person may not be the same style. They did not communicate effectively, even though I feel like they were a great match. You know, maybe most divorced kids say that.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
I feel like you know, they would have been a great match if they had a kind of, I don't know, met each other at different phases or kind of learned different situations before they got with one another. But I do feel like, you know, they were a good balance. My mom is kind of jokey. My dad's kind of firm. So, you know, but just seeing them and, you know, just, you know, the marriage, the walking down the aisle is something that I wanted. But as far as my vulnerability, my strength can also be my downfalls in my relationship. I don't know when to kind of be vulnerable. So I felt like that's kind of been something in my relationship I have to kind of overcome and conquer. But other than that, the whole marriage thing, despite it being, you know, what it is, I still want it. And my, you know, kind of seeing my sisters and their relationships, and I just like the foundation, the kind of security of it all. And just, I've always kind of been just that lover. Like, I want to put the most into my relationships. I want to, you know, see it go somewhere.
All right, so we have to talk about 6ix9ine. Even if we didn't want to, we have to.
Okay, I'm going to throw my hat in very quickly, and I'm going to say I don't know much about this man. I only know from what you've told me.
I don't know much either.
And that's it. I don't have much to add.
I don't know much either. I watched a YouTube video on... it was a recording of his live. I
live under a rock. I
probably watched like 3 minutes of it.
Lucky you,
but
lucky you.
It's really crazy though, for this guy, for everybody in the rap game to always say, "Oh, like you can't snitch. This is against the rules. Yada 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 yada." For this guy to put out a song and do 53 million views in one day. Get on Instagram Live and do 2 million viewers at one time.
Are you dumb?
Never mind the amount of people that are through it. Yo, that shit right there is literally fucking incredible. 2 million viewers at one. Bro, that's fucking incredible.
It's incredible for those.
That's fucking incredible. 2 million people be on live at one time.
And who are impressionable to follow you.
So why
that is now.
So why when
you want to know why?
So why when Taylor Swift, Drake, or anybody else get on live, why they don't get 2 million viewers?
But my thing is like,
why would nobody else ever have gotten 2 million views ever?
I'm gonna tell you why. Right now.
I feel like there are children that are following him and they're impressionable. That's
children
bullshit.
Impressionable follow every celebrity.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I was listening to 360.
Man, that nigga's the king of numbers. I don't care what nobody say. He's the king of numbers.
Ain't that the little Asian boy they say
he
nigga?
He's a troll.
He gotta go. He's Mexican. I don't care. You shouldn't say it. Goodbye.
This is why he did 53 million on YouTube. It's for the fact
niggas at home and bored.
6ix9ine is everything that hip hop has become.
Clout.
When he said,
okay,
he's literally
clout.
But the thing is,
clout.
Why he's so good is because right now, like if you looked at his live, like you say, I don't know if y'all looked at it, but all he's doing is talk about you just snitched. Cause rap at the beginning of rap was. It wasn't about change. It wasn't about jewelry. It's about, how your cadence or the beat. It was about what you're saying, the lyrics. But slowly then it became, then it became so much different shit. And now rap is to the point where it only matters if you have change, jewelry, money, how much streams. That's rap now. It's not about, oh, did you drop a good body of work? Is your album good? Well, I got AP. I got a Cuban link. Look at my stream. That's what every rapper says. Everything that 6ix9ine said in that video, every rapper glorifies.
But you gotta think too.
But he's like
most of these rappers aren't in it. Most people are in the rap game now for the love of making music. Most of the people in the rap, they're in making money.
That's what
they don't give a fuck about
saying.
nothing else except making the money.
6ix9ine is literally everything negative that we don't like, that hip hop doesn't need. He's everything balled up into one big 6ix9ine ball. Hip hop wasn't with characters. Nas is not a character. Jay-Z is not a character. Like you said, 6ix9ine was a character.
Yeah, that's different.
Everything that's bad about hip hop, where people be like, oh, you gotta look like a rapper. Where really, that's what the media pushes. That's why 6ix9ine did so much. Also because media don't really push. Damn, my nose is so stuffy. Kendrick Lamar. I mean, they do, but
that nigga eats. No, bro, I'm not letting you do that. No,
what I'm saying, you're not listening. His music,
he don't do publicity. He doesn't make publicity stunts. He lets his music talk for himself. But I'm not gonna let you say media don't push Kendrick Lamar.
No, I'm not saying media don't push it, but I'm saying he doesn't have to do any antics, no gimmicks.
He drops music and leaves.
He don't have to.
He drops music.
Kendrick Lamar don't even wear chains.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar drops music and disappears, and that's totally fine.
But he does not have to have this like persona where it's like
it's super lit right now because he's a character. He's a character.
Okay.
He's a character.
So what do you faulting him for?
I faulted him for nothing. If anything, I think 6ix9ine coming out of jail and being like this is beautiful for hip hop because there's a lot of fake rappers who are fake trappers who never really did what they said in their rhymes. Yeah, exactly. So he's the extreme version. So now when everybody's looking at 6ix9ine like, okay, yeah, this nigga's really corny. Why you still talking about 100 shots when you just dissed on everybody? But there's a lot of rappers who talk about trapping this, never trapped that. There's a lot of rappers that did all that type of stuff, and I think 6ix9ine is shining light on all that because he's the ultimate.
I think that's proving that none of that shit really matters in this day and age. Like,
exactly.
None of it matters.
Exactly.
Hip hop is the biggest genre in the world. Look it up.
It's not.
Look, how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet?
It's not bad.
Bet me.
He's not even.
I'm not going to waste.
Hip hop is the biggest genre in the world.
I'm going to go with pop.
It's not because they make hip hop pop.
No.
Yes, they do.
But it's
Lil Baby
pop.
and shit like that is not pop.
Is not.
The Migos are not pop. They turn into pop, but they are rappers. Migos don't make pop music. They don't make Taylor Swift music.
I wonder what they're still going to be
rappers.
But they're not.
Yes, they are.
No,
they will be. Pop is popular culture.
Not.
Pop is popular culture. The Migos are popular culture.
They're not considered pop.
The Migos are popular culture.
No, they are not considered. Bro.
It's gonna say rap and hip hop
because they're not pop.
But they're pop culture.
No, baby, they're not.
Hey, does Drake?
No.
And really quick, does Drake's music say pop? Hey, when Drake drops the album, does it say pop? When Drake drops the album, does it say pop?
Hip hop rap.
Okay, and Drake is pop. Drake is pop.
No, he's not.
Drake is pop.
No,
yes, Drake can get in his rapping bag. Drake is pop.
Not pop.
Drake is popular culture.
No, pop. Drake is not pop.
Get out of here,
Drake
bro.
only has traction because white people listen to him, but he's not.
That's pop.
That's not pop.
That's pop.
No, it's
what?
Not. No, it's not.
Are you crazy?
If that's the case, you can say anything.
Yo, you guys are bugging out.
If that's the thing, you can say that fucking Beyonce is pop. Beyonce is not pop.
Beyonce is popular culture.
No, she's not pop.
Beyonce is popular culture.
But if you think about her catalog, Beyonce's catalog is not pop.
Beyonce makes up popular culture.
But her catalog in its entirety
Look up what
is not
pop stands for. Look up what pop stands for.
In its entirety.
Look up what the word stands for.
Pop,
hey, really quickly, I want any three, one, Amber, Drew, or Bree, to look up what pop stands for, and you tell me what it stands for.
It's not.
Just tell me. I'll wait.
But Beyonce's not.
What does pop stand
for? Not pop.
Popular culture. Beyonce is popular culture. Beyonce can do no wrong in anyone's eyes. Beyonce is popular culture. Drake is popular culture. I don't care if he raps, sings, it's popular. Nicki Minaj, popular culture. No. Kanye West, popular culture. Drew, look up the top 5 chart. Don't look up any categories. Look up the top 5 chart. That's it.
Okay,
that's
it. The top 5.
The top 5 chart. Period. The Hot 100.
The Scott.
Get my point exactly. That's pop, nigga. That's pop. That's pop, nigga. That is pop. That is pop.
That's pop.
That is pop, bro.
That's not pop.
That is pop.
That's crazy.
On Billboard,
That is pop. That's Travis Scott and Kid Cudi.
Drake made number 3.
That's not.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's
Come
not
on.
pop music.
Come on, bro. You guys are proving my point.
No, we're not.
In the top 5. What's the top 5?
That's not.
Savage, Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee
Top
Stallion.
5 or Maroon 5?
Back up.
No, it's not. This week, the Scotts, Travis Scott, Kid Cudi. Number 2,
relax.
The Weeknd. Number 3, Drake, Tootsie
down.
Slide. Number 4, Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce. Number 5, The Box.
Dang.
Stop playing with me, and
That's
I'm
not
telling
pop.
you the fact.
That's
This
not
is
pop.
pop now.
That's not pop.
Hip hop and black people are
Hip-hop
pop.
is
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. We're pop.
I want you to.
They don't give us the awards for it, but we are pop.
So until you
we
get
shape the culture.
until you get the
That's
awards
pop.
for it, that shit don't matter.
Awards? What does that
It
awards
does-
mean?
because
You're never
that's-
gonna get the
that's your
recognition.
but that's your validation.
No, you're putting validation.
That's
you're giving
your
the
validation.
No,
because
you're
right
giving the white
now-
people the power by telling them
White
we
people
need your
got the
validation.
fucking power.
No,
What are you
we shape
talking
the
about?
culture.
They the one who give you the.
We shape the
sell.
culture. Black people, black
Get
music is
outta
pop.
here.
Black music is pop. We might
It's
not get
not.
the awards for it, but black music shapes everything.
He said black.
Yes,
Black
black
music
people,
been
black
shaping
music.
everything, but black. I wouldn't
We
say
are
they're
pop.
pop.
I know, my nigga. That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't
black
say
music
Roddy
is pop.
Ricch is the most pop album, most pop.
I didn't say
pop song
that.
of the
Who
year.
said that? Who
Roddy
said that?
Ricch, the
It is
fuck?
pop. Pop.
No.
First, you sound ridiculous.
But
Pop stands for
because
popular.
it's not.
Pop stands for popular.
No.
Yes, it does.
No,
Roddy
you're
Ricch the
talking
Box was one of
you're
the
talking
biggest
about
songs.
pop-
It was the biggest
pop,
song last
but
year.
My
What are you
whole
talking
point
about?
is there's
You
a
sound
difference.
ridiculous.
There's a difference.
You sound
between-
ridiculous.
There's a difference.
You sound
between
ridiculous.
Pop
You
culture
sound ridiculous.
and pop music.
No, it's not. It's
there's
popular
a
music.
difference between pop culture
Popular
and pop
music, pop-
music.
popular culture,
There's
popular
a
music.
difference between
You
pop
sound ridiculous.
culture and
You sound
pop
ridiculous.
music. I don't have a relationship topic. I'm just being more so nosy. I would like to know what is on your bucket list of things to accomplish before you leave this earth. Or have you thought about it?
Okay. Who would like to-
Randomizer.
Yes. What does that smell?
Somebody fart over there?
No, did you?
No.
Oh, I was saying you would have farted on the podcast. No, I think it smelled like the dog peed somewhere or something. I pray he did not.
I think that's you. Oh, is that me? No, it's not me. That's you, I think.
No, I don't want to answer my own.
Oh, it's
I
me.
look blue.
It's on you.
It didn't look blue in the
It look
camera,
green
but that's
in the
me.
camera.
Okay, so do you mean like as far as like impact or just things in general that I want to do?
Just what's on your bucket list. It's up
Okay.
to your interpretation.
Things on my bucket list. I want to start with some material shit because that's just what I want to start with. So first, I would like to say that at some point in my life, I want a 911 turbo. Just put that out there. I need to touch at least $1 million at least once. I need to touch. Yeah, just at one point, I need at least $1 million at one point in time in my life.
Oh, just all in your account at one time.
Just period. I need $1 million at one point. I also would like to see every continent at least once. Except I'm not really too pressed on the poles, North and South Pole, Antarctica. I'm not really super pressed on that. I don't really like the cold like that. So with that goal, I'm almost complete. I only got one more continent. I just got to see Australia, and I've seen them all except Antarctica. So I'm doing pretty good on that one. And then also with that, I would like to start a nonprofit at some point that helps young black people, black teens and shit with money management.
Black Latinas,
black teens,
and shit
that helps them with like money management, credit, like all just information that we never get shown these things until it's too late. Like you gotta think like white people they know about credit cards, taxes, all that kind of shit from when they're young because their parents teach them. A lot of our parents in the black community, they don't know any better, so they can't teach us those things because you can't teach somebody what you don't know. And so I would like to be able to help young black people be able to get ahead. And because you got to think of just how many lives and generations that affects. If I teach some young black teens now how to manage their money, and they're not in poverty, or they learn how to like save money. You don't always have to buy shit to keep up with people and all the kind of shit. How to file taxes to your benefit the way that white people do, and they don't end up paying taxes and shit, and they beat the system. Like, you teach people how to do that kind of stuff, then they can teach their children, and that's how you grow generational wealth and you break generational curses and shit like that. Also, teach young black teens about travel. I talk to people all the time about traveling, and they think, oh man, I would love to go to Paris one day, but it costs like $2,000 to go to Paris and shit. And I'm like, nah, it doesn't. I can go to Paris 3 times for $2,000 at least, and have a place to stay and all that kind of stuff. Like, I just don't want, like, I want to kind of break down a lot of the like negative stigmas of like, or break down like people's views of things that they can't do in the black community.
Like make it more attainable. Like make them,
like people feel like
more attainable what it is.
Exactly. Like, it pisses me off so much when I remember specifically kind of recently, I don't know if it might have been last year sometime, Young Thug posted a picture in Venice on a gondola in Venice. And people were so hype about this shit. Like, yo, this nigga Thug is on a gondola in Venice. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, bro, like, that shit not even that crazy. I've been on a fucking gondola in Venice. And I ain't never rapped a day in my life. Well, that's not true. I got a couple songs, you know what I'm saying? A couple thousand views on the tube. But that's besides the point. I'm not a rapper. And I've done these things before. I've been to Venice, and I've been on a gondola in Venice on my own. Like, I might not have millions of followers and shit, but that proves more. Like, I went to school on the south side of Atlanta. Like, that's where I went to high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can do that, like, anybody else can do it too. It's just like, you have to want to do it or know that you can do it.
In the inner city. His school is worse than your school.
My nigga, that's not the point here. I'm just talking about I'm just talking about in general.
Like, I went to the south side of Atlanta like that was a horrible school. That was a good school.
My nigga, the south side is bad. Nigga, no, it's not. Are you fucking kidding me?
That school's not a good school?
Nigga, fuck no. It's not that much different, if we being completely honest. Yeah, they might be a little worse. Like, all right, cool. No, it's not a hell of a difference. No, it's not.
Okay.
Anyway.
I said it's an
did you go to school in the south side? Did you go to school in Clayton County?
Yes, I did, actually.
When?
When I was in elementary school.
That shit don't count.
To you.
That's not what I'm talking about. That shit don't mean nothing, bro. I'm not hearing that right now. I don't give a fuck what school you go to. South side of Atlanta, inner city Atlanta. If you're black, period, because I know when you're black, period, I don't care where you go to school, you don't get the same information as white kids.
ACK.
So I'm gonna put that in here. She want to continue to make jokes. I'm talking about in general. When you're black, period, you don't get the same opportunities as white kids, and I want to even the playing field. That's what I want to do.
I mean, yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Bucket list.
That's on my bucket list. You guys can make all the jokes you want and all this other shit. That's what I want to do.
My bucket list, I haven't really put too much thought into it. Like, my bucket list is to own a home, own multiple, own multiple properties. Of course, finish school, continue education, travel, have kids is on my bucket list. I don't know, my bucket list is kind of simple. It's just like, I feel like it's all kind of attainable. Just, my bucket list is simple. It's nothing really extreme at all. Like,
you never thought about it too much.
No, I never really thought about it too much. Like, see Beyonce, I've done that,
See Beyonce on your bucket list?
Yeah. So, I feel like my bucket list is still growing. Like, I'm not I don't know. It's, of course, I want to have a family. I want to have generational wealth. I want to be able to help nurture and mold, people, my children, hopefully I'll be an influence to others. But bucket list, I'm still kind of evaluating it. I don't know.
That's fair. I ask because sometimes I feel pressured to have like a bucket list or a 5-year plan. And it's like, what are you going to do with your life? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. But if I had to just kind of think of the different things that I want to do, I have a very gluttonous personality. I just want to eat. I feel as though there's a lot of good food in this world. I want to experience it all. I do want to travel. I just kind of like envision
Would you want to travel
myself.
and experience the food?
Yeah, that too. I like to eat when I'm traveling. Every cultures are different, cuisines are different. Yes, let's go. So, I just kind of like envision myself as like
really quickly. I didn't want to make it feel like I was downplaying it because obviously different cultures have different food. That is a part of it. I just wanted to. I was making a joke because she just said.
No, I do.
So I just
want to try
like. She just said all she really want to do is eat
things like that. I do just.
That's why I made that joke.
So like I kind of envision myself as like this nomad who's like living this minimalist lifestyle. Even though I like trinkets and little things, but it's just like I just want to travel and see the world. I think we as a society, like as an American society, get bogged down where it's like we work, we provide, we spend a little time with family, and then we go back to work. I would just like to be able to save I don't even know like what is even a reasonable or like fathomable like amount of money to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna just leave for 6 or so months, travel a little bit, backpack here and there, just have different experiences, meet new people, experience new things, and then come back. That's really something that I genuinely want to do. I feel like it'll be very hard, but I wouldn't mind like buying a one-way ticket somewhere and just kind of just like figuring it out. And it's only because I'm in a space where I don't have any kids. I don't have any like real financial responsibilities, and I think why not? Why not just go before I start planning routes somewhere?
Really quickly, I would just like to
time than now.
I would like to say that all of that sounds good. I'm not like trying to say anything, but all of that sounds good. But I also just me knowing you, I know you're a person that wants like security and things like that, and that gives you no security.
No, it doesn't.
All that is spending money. There's no any of that, unless you can find a way to monetize it via Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, or something. There's gonna be no return on any of that. I'm telling you that from personal experience.
I don't care about the return.
I'm saying, how do you do it if there's no return? That's my point.
That's what I say. I don't know how much money I would have to budget or save to do those things. Like, I would be okay with leaving my life in Atlanta as is and leaving for 6 months and being able to come back and like assimilate back into this culture in this community. I'm okay with taking myself out, but I just need to know how much money do I need to save? How much money can I live off of to sustain like a certain type of like lifestyle or what have you while being international?
So what I can tell you from personal experience is that you have to make sacrifices. And some of those sacrifices, like I know for you personally, what would be your downfall in that is the amount of money that you don't mind spending on food.
Because I want to eat.
I understand that. That's cool and all. But every day, like if you could, well, not even that if you could, you would like to spend $30+ on a meal a day.
I could sacrifice other things for a good meal. You would
like
sacrifice.
What would you sacrifice?
No.
You're not gonna sacrifice the places that you stay. I've traveled with you before. That's not happening. That's where all the money is. That's where all the money is. The places you're gonna stay and what you're gonna eat.
Say again.
The whole backpacking thing and not really having nowhere to kind of like lay your
vagabond lifestyle, man.
So it's like
ain't easy, though.
It's not easy, but in order for me to have this like exquisite cuisine and to like just try different entrees, I would be okay with sacrificing it because I'm a person who likes to eat good food.
Sacrificing what?
Living arrangements.
Yeah, all your shots too. Because
I'm telling you,
stomach don't agree with
that. I'm just telling you this. Listen.
No, that's fine, but that's also the way that So Aaron is saying that because I was raised in a way that
I'm not talking about how you're raised.
When we travel as a family, we typically stay in a resort of some sort where people have their own bedrooms. There's like a built-in kitchen and things like that. Ultimately, it's a condo.
First of all, we did the same thing. But I'm saying I've experienced those too growing up.
But no, like you say, you experienced that growing up. But when I say that's my normal,
that was my normal too. So I got out on my own and realized, this shit is really fucking expensive to do on your own.
Even on my own, that is still my normal.
And how often do you travel? Have you ever gone anywhere for more than 3 weeks at a time?
No, because of work. Like the fact that I don't know what it's like to not have steady income, that's more terrifying to me than the fact that I know I'm sitting on X amount of money, and if I needed to go, I can go.
That's
more my point.
Yeah.
It's on your bucket list.
But my thing is, I'm not doing. It's not turning it into a lifestyle at all.
It's not a lifestyle. She's saying on her bucket list. It's a bucket list item.
For 6 weeks, I can go.
I didn't say that you could not.
But you're making it seem...
I'm the last person to say that you cannot do anything. First of all,
am I terrified?
First and foremost, I want to say that.
But
I am not that guy.
It's a bucket list.
No, my nigga, I understand that. I understand that. I understand that in general. But my whole point in that was saying in general, when you have a bucket list or anything that you want to do, period, you have to make sacrifices in order to be able to do it. All I'm saying is, what are you willing to put aside to really do what's on your bucket list? Everything sounds cool to say, yeah, I want to do this. I would love to be able to do this. What are you truly willing to give up to really do it?
My plan was,
that's my
before this whole virus outbreak happened, was to travel for 6 months. I talked to you about that.
And my point is this, what's stopping you?
The fucking
now,
virus.
I understand the virus, but I'm saying you've been getting the same amount of pay and everything else during this coronavirus. You should be making plans of where I'm going to go for 6 months if that's something you're really going to do. I'm not saying you have to book.
But I think
listen
the
to me,
difference
please.
Is because you're just like,
listen
you need to
please.
do this and do this and do this at this pace in order to make this realistic. That's the difference between you and I.
Bro, listen, all I'm trying to tell you is this in general. I have been there and done the things that you're trying to do. I'm telling you for a fact. If you do not plan these things, I'm not telling you have to be booking everything right now because that's not even realistic. If you're not planning these things, it is not going to happen. It is not going to happen.
Says the person who rolls over, and if you see an inexpensive flight, you buy it.
That's for 2 weeks.
Okay,
3 weeks, maybe a month.
But that's still a
not,
start.
My nigga,
Aaron, that's
6 months and a month.
I don't understand
Drew,
why it's okay
how
for
much different,
you
Drew, how much
to roll
different,
over and do
Drew,
that, and then when somebody else does it, it's
Drew,
not okay.
Because I've never done that. Drew,
yes,
how much? No, I've not ever left for 6 months ever in my life. The longest I've ever been gone for 7 weeks.
But you roll over, and if you find an inexpensive flight, the first thing that you do
she's gonna continue to talk over me. Drew, how much different is it planning a trip to Miami for a week versus planning a trip for Europe for 6 weeks? Tell me the difference in that. Is there a difference?
It's a difference.
So what are you talking about?
But my thing is like, no, but you're really trying to make it seem, but you act like the act of planning the trip is not different. When you found the trip to Iceland, was this something that I want to do in 6 months? And this is my 6 month plan, or this is what I want to do when I'm here for the 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
But the thing is, you can't really compare. You can't compare.
But it wasn't.
Go ahead, Drew, because I would love to see what he says.
For the simple fact of, you can't compare it for the simple fact of. Cause he's traveled so much.
And I went to Iceland for 5 days.
Yeah, no,
I went for 5 days.
Go from not traveling.
But no, Aaron makes it seem as though like, yes, you may have a little bit more knowledge when it comes to traveling.
I have a lot more. Let's be honest here. I have a lot more. Let's be honest.
But you cannot sit here and say that if you were to find a cheap flight to fucking South Africa tomorrow, and if this wasn't going on, you would book it and then figure out what the fuck you wanted to do.
Would I go for 6? It wouldn't be for 6 months.
9 times out of 10,
it would not be for 6 months.
You wouldn't really find the things that you want to do because knowing you get there and you wander.
Yeah, that's what I like to do.
But that's not a plan. So why is it that you not having a plan is okay for you, but not for me?
Bro, you're not understanding that a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a month is not 6 months of travel.
But as long as I have somewhere to stay, I'm cool.
Bro,
as long as that's my basis of security. I have somewhere to stay for 6 months. I am okay. And if I say, I don't want to stay here for fucking 2 months out of the 6 months, I'm going to go somewhere else.
Listen to me, please.
I can plan that. I don't understand why you're able to make adjustments and navigate the world as you see fit, but I can't do the same.
I'm not telling you that you cannot do the same.
All right, it's my turn to answer my
really quick. Really quick. I'm gonna cut it off after this, but really quickly.
She didn't even get to finish her bucket list question.
Because it's just a fucking awful idea that I want to go somewhere.
I didn't say it was an awful idea. I said if you're not willing to plan and make sacrifices, it's not going to happen.
But you act like
it's a great idea.
Plan all these things out.
When have I ever gone anywhere for 6 months?
Okay, when you went somewhere for 7 weeks, what planning did you do?
I planned for a fucking year before I did that.
Uh-huh.
What are you talking about?
Also were a child.
Drew, how long did we say we planned for that for a literal year?
That
if
was
not longer,
over.
for 7 weeks.
About 10
so
months.
Get out. What are you talking about?
So what did you plan? But I still feel as though it's different when you're including
the flight.
Bro, I can't win every time we give an answer. It's like, but what about this?
It's also different when you are including other people in your plans because you have to make sure that other people are okay with the things that you do.
Because nobody cares.
Yes, you do.
We didn't care about anything. Drew, when we went, what did we care about? What did we care about, bro? Let's be honest.
It's my own accord.
We didn't care about nothing. We were there. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
It was basically like this is the cheap time.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
It was a group of people.
No, I've gone by myself and with my brother and with Drew and my brother. I'm telling you, it don't matter.
I also feel it does matter.
I have so much. It matters. I have so much more travel experience than you. Stop arguing with me, please. About this one topic, please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you, please.
Other people versus
I'm
just
begging
like,
you,
this
please.
Is what I want to do on my own.
I've traveled by myself.
I have
over a month.
I've literally gone to Mexico for 3 weeks by myself.
I said over a month.
4 weeks. What's the difference?
First of all, that's not true.
7 days.
First of all, that's not true. You went alone before and after by yourself. The whole trip was not by yourself. First and foremost, that's number one. I met some
friends there. Do you not travel internationally to meet friends? Make it make sense?
No.
People don't live where you be going.
You went there for a wedding and went. She went there. She went there for a wedding and went early and stayed after. Get the fuck out. It's not the same. Get the fuck out.
How is it not?
Because you went for a reason.
If you were to just go to Paris and you knew somebody that lived there.
I didn't know anyone when I first went to Paris.
Whether you decided to just
I didn't have a friend when I went to Paris.
Or not, it doesn't matter if that person is there. You are making your.
Who did I know in Tokyo when I went for 5 weeks? Who did I know in Tokyo when I went for 5 weeks?
I don't fucking know.
Not a goddamn soul.
Okay, but you still
not a soul.
And you
no,
still
I did not. I don't know any of their numbers. I can't contact any.
That's your fault because you don't give a damn about other people.
Brianna, please, really quickly, and we can stop. I am telling you, I have so much more travel experience. I understand you've been places. I'm not trying to shit on you, demean your experiences or anything. I'm telling you for 1,000,000% fact, I have a lot more travel experience than you. Okay. I am telling you that you need to plan it.
But
please listen to me.
Where it's just like,
please listen to me.
People travel. It doesn't matter. Black people.
And what do I always say?
To
plan it.
Really
to plan and make sacrifices. I say the same thing all the time. You want to buy your fucking $200 Jordans? My nigga, go buy your passport first.
You are exhausting.
Because you don't listen and you want what I say to fit what you think all the time.
Exhausting.
Go ahead or finish your thought, please, bro. I'm fucking done.
Exhausting.
Because I can't say nothing and I don't make no sense ever.
My bucket list item, ladies and gentlemen, is as crazy and naive as it may sound, but I want to change the world. In a very dramatic way. I want to create, and not change the world in like some crazy innovation. I just want to change the world like in the way people think. Like, I want it to be a more positive, peaceful place on the planet whenever I die. And I want to win a Nobel Peace Prize for doing it.
A Nobel Peace Prize.
And that's not even like a bucket list. That's like a goal type of thing. But that's really, I never really even thought about the bucket list question either myself. But because but that's one thing I know in the end that I want to definitely, like, before I die, whether it's a Nobel Peace Prize,
touch people, influence them in a
I want to just pass on the positivity of the world.
What are you doing to like make that come to be?
I couldn't even say like that's why it wasn't a question I even thought about too much, because really to do it now I just live a peaceful life. I think we all can play a role in that. We all can make the world better, and that's my main type of thing. I have other goals I would say, but like to say, but sure before I die, I would love to just change, whether it be like Barack Obama when he's a kid. Oh yeah, there was this old man Andrew that had told me this or showed me this, or whether it's somebody who might be working at my store now, be like, man, I had this manager, that man worked boom, and he was just like blah blah blah, and he showed me like have that type of impact on somebody who might change the world, or I be the one who
so on some
change the
Tupac
world
shit,
just in a positive. And almost in a sense, like that's one thing. My mind. I know at times I might get gritty and seem like over the top, but other than that, like I like to make people feel comfortable at all times. I love when people feel comfortable. I love awkward situations because I can make awkward situations feel comfortable for people around me, and I like confrontation in a nice, tasteful way. So therefore, like where some people may not be or be nervous or uncomfortable, I like to be that person to be like, okay, I don't know. That's just my that's what I would love to do before I die.
To just
and of course I got a lot of other goals. But yeah, like
leave
before
a
I
lasting
die,
mark
on my bucket list.
On
on Earth.
Just leave a mark.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't even have to measure it by like the accolades or what you, because a lot of the
I would
time,
like a Nobel Peace Prize.
You would like the recognition, but a lot of people they don't. A lot of people don't get to see that recognition. A lot of people don't get their flowers until they dead and gone.
Yeah, so I know when y'all dead is gonna be R.I.P.
You gotta be able to self validate yourself and knowing that you touch somebody and you spread a certain.
But the thing right now in life, because I feel like I do, like I feel like I do that a lot. Not even now, but like the same thing Beach was talking about, like with credit. And I even just recently started doing the stocks, but now at work, I benefited it too because I got like 20-something people to be downloading the Robinhood app, and then I get a free stock, they get a free stock. But like showing people stuff like that, and me still being young and being at the level that I am in my job, they all listen and take a lot of heed. Whereas for me, whenever I first started making money and stuff and buying stupid stuff, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, do that. Oh, look at Andrew. Look at you doing, oh yeah, there you go, flex. But now I push the total opposite on them. I be like, yo, y'all got this money, go open you up a money market account. Go open you up this. And even if you just put $25 a week, like stuff like that nobody taught me. Same type of thing to piggyback off what Beans was talking about. Like, I do that all day at work because as I'm living and learning my money, there's things that I know if I knew whenever I was 19, making a little bit of money, I would be so far ahead right now.
I feel like just those like experiences though were needed.
Yeah, of course, 100. And like you said, we do better than our parents. So my parents are immigrants in this country. They knew nothing. So just us coming here was a plus. So now I want to share this to my kids, but also suggest the young people who I even interact with. I even text my cousins about, I didn't even go all the way through, but told them download Robinhood, but they don't have bank accounts, so they can't really tie a card to it. But just like little things like that, like that's just what I just want to keep on doing throughout life. No matter wherever I'm placed or wherever stage it is I'm in life, I know that is something I will always do. It's it could be present relationship or it could be past relationship. I just want to know what are some tips you guys could give to the viewers on ways to keep like that spark, and don't even mean sexually, but just like in a relationship, sometimes just coming home from work and then just chilling out, then go to sleep, come home from work, chill. Like, what are some things that you may do to make your significant other feel special, or like what's a cute romantic thing or an idea that you've done in your past or that you do currently or that you would like to do down the road, just to keep everything spunky and fresh, like something you might let them, that they're still the one. Who's that on? Amber?
Nope.
Amber. It's on Amber.
Damn it.
No, it's not something.
Some beans.
I'm red.
Oh, beans.
You said keep it fresh, like as far as
like basically like after the dating phase, after all that phase, then it comes like okay, we're not going on dates, so we might not be going out as much. So what is something that you may do to be like, here, baby, I'm thinking about you, or like something a romantic thing, or whether it be a candle night dinner or like a random, here, let's go to the spa type of thing like that. Like what's something you may do just to, be like, keep that little, I mean.
You can make them breakfast or their favorite meal. Go get them like their favorite snacks or candy. Just, let them know that like, that you listen to them and that that like the things that they like, and I don't know, it's things like that. Just reassuring them in ways that will like reassure them that you like care about them and like love them and stuff like that.
It looks so young.
It doesn't necessarily have to be like anything like super
over the top.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be anything like real crazy. It could just be like little things, like shit that you can do day to day. Like, oh, like I know you had a long day or something, so I like cleaned up and here's some food for you. Just anything, shit like that. Just, just let them know that.
Way.
Yeah, just letting them know that you like care and stuff, and that you appreciate the things that they do, and
so like,
shit. Or even just saying that shit sometimes can make all the difference. Yeah. Just verbally acknowledging it can make the difference.
So like, what if like say you do that, but on the regular, like you always make clean up. You always say I love you, baby, so much, or you always cook. So like, then at that point, I guess you'd have to think outside the box, outside of that too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like I'm sure it's always like little things like that they may like she like Kit Kat minis, like oh like. Here, I got you a big bag of Kit Kat minis. Like, it could be any little thing. Like, I'm not buying you Kit Kat minis every day. Just anything. Exactly. So, it's just little shit that, you just got to pay attention to things and, just do those things.
Back when, before Corona, pre-Corona, I used to like plan outings and stuff for us to go and do. Just little spontaneous stuff to do over the weekend and kind of like, just get us out and about, like different art festivals and things. And like, of course I would cooking like his favorite meals and stuff that we may not eat every day because it may be something that's not very healthy. I feel like a way to kind of add spark is just kind of just being, I don't know, just maintaining a sense of like, I don't know, mystery. It's kind of like, it keeps things like alive, I feel like as you're with someone for a very long time, you pick up and you learn different things, and it's good to keep those things going. With me and Drew living together for 3 years now, we just kind of try to just throw different events together. Like when the Corona started, maybe like we're doing this live concert, or we bring the club here. Like we have game nights and stuff like that. So we always try to kind of stay active. And
we're both very outgoing.
Yeah, so we like to find different things to kind of keep our energy going, because we have a lot of energy in that aspect. But just kind of caring for one another, knowing each other's interests, and I don't know, that's really kind of what it boils down to, is maintaining, I don't know. It's hard because over time it kind of feels like maybe you run out of stuff to do, or maybe you feel like it doesn't get that same response it got initially. Sometimes you may do something, expect for a certain reaction that you got, early on, where things that you do over and over again may not be as apparent anymore. Yep. It's overlooked because you're so used to it happening. You're so used to it happening, but that's kind of where you got to challenge yourself and knowing, and you just kind of have to have that self-realization that this isn't how it always was. And you kind of, I don't know.
Talking about the person that's doing the giving or the person doing the receiving?
The person that's receiving, the person that's doing the giving. I feel like, and then that's another point where I feel like you can't just always focus on what the other person is doing. Sometimes you got to focus on what you're doing and what you're contributing to the relationship, because that you're sowing those seeds into your partner to get those same kind of to get that same response or something equivalent to the response that you're giving. So it can be overlooked, but I feel like you just kind of have to have that communication and knowing. It's tough. It's a tough thing to kind of maintain when you've been together for a long time. I like to hear someone, who's been together longer. I like to hear their response.
So anybody in the who watches this, you've been together in a relationship for a long time, what do you guys do to keep the connection there, keep it a little spicy?
I think I show appreciation and love through food and tangible things.
Yeah. Gift giving.
Yeah, I think partly because like I like to eat, and maybe like bringing me like my like favorite meal, or to like take me to get my favorite meal like speaks to me. I think I kind of do that too.
Yeah, that's like the Kalani lyric.
Like I'm not a snacker by like any means, but Aaron like snacks all the time, and like I try to at least keep, like, he likes the smart food popcorn, so I try to keep that here.
So you break a really routine week, like if you feel like you both have been going nonstop, how do you like throw in that like kind of spontaneous thing? Like, how do you break that cycle of just monotony, like just going nonstop, same?
I just try to like just go somewhere, whether that's us, like we were walking to the Beltline for a little bit before this like virus got really bad. I like going to like bars and things like that, and just trying to get out of the house. I think definitely helps, but I think him and I have to find a balance, because even though we're both homebodies, he's more of a homebody than I am. And I still like to kind of, I guess, like be in the mix in so many words.
I feel like you both like to kind of venture out of the norm, like as far as you both kind of like to probably like see new places, or like just change your surroundings up a bit.
Yeah, definitely. So it's like I just get out of the house a little bit. Like, he think it's dumb, but I just really, I want to do a staycation in Atlanta. That's just one thing that I just really want to do. And he's just like, you live in the city. Why do you want to go somewhere else? And I was just like, the fact of being able to like call room service or have like different amenities that I don't have at home while experiencing where I live, I think would be just like great.
Uber Eats is room service.
Enjoy it. I indulge in whatever it is. Like I feel like even in just like the small things, is eating food or taking a nap. Like I just feel like I'm an indulging like I like to indulge.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, if we were
so
to
it
go
can be anything. I'm gonna go all in it
right here, and I can get a freaking smoked salmon bagel. I am good to go. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. I'm outside of the house. I can freaking watch cable. I can flip through the channels. Like, I can just do different things than what I would do at home.
For me, the tricky part with me is the fact of, I think I do, like Amber said, we'll do like we're going to do this today type of thing. Like, I might be like, okay, I found this thing we're going to go to, boop, boop, bop. But I feel like even that becomes mundane after a while. And then you got to, you can't hear?
It just keep going in and out. I can hear you, but it just keep going in and out.
Oh yeah, so like it might be that, or it'll be like a like write a poem type of thing, or get flowers out the blue, things like that. Do the food thing, of course, because food always gets you to a woman's heart. Do like get a little bottle of wine or liquor. Just come home with that.
Yeah, you know what you
partner like. Yeah, like the same thing everybody basically said is
off of what they like.
Knowing what your partner likes. But the thing is, the hard part about it is, and I think in relationships we might look over that sometimes, is like sometimes after, especially if you're in a good relationship, healthy relationship, it's so crazy how in an unhealthy relationship the little shit gets, oh my God. But sometimes in a healthy relationship, your partner may be doing things that are so great that sometimes you begin to overlook the good that they do, because you're so used to it. I feel like that happens for me sometimes. Like this weekend, I might have took for granted, be like, the one time I may come home and there's nothing to eat and the house may be a little messed up, I might be like, oh my God. But that's the one time when, if you really look at, like, sometimes you get so used to it. And I feel like that's something that comes up a lot, I'm pretty sure, in a lot of relationships, in healthy relationships. Like, you overlook so much of the good. Like, I just made this beautiful board for Amber, and she didn't give me no kiss. Like, I should be getting.
I did.
Okay, you did, but like, I think sometimes that happens. But things that I do is like everybody else said.
Example.
Like everybody else said is knowing your partner and things they may like.
That's pretty much it for this week. It was a good one.
Yes.
Don't forget to comment, like, and follow, subscribe, all those kinds of things.
Any
Leave
ideas
feedback.
you want us to talk
on the
about?
Tube review on Apple and
Yeah,
Spotify.
thank y'all for holding it down, tuning in every week. We appreciate it.
Fridays at 8. But yeah, so we will see you guys next Friday at 8.
Yes.